At the turn of the century, my birthplace in Winnipeg was Canada's third largest city and the center of everything in Canada. Trains were the way that everything moved, and everything went through Winnipeg, also why it earned the nickname the Gateway to the West. That was until the United States government would fund the completion of the Panama Canal in 1914, making the need of moving goods through Winnipeg almost irrelevant, and an entrepreneur named J.W. Hobbs, this guy, recognized that the opening of the Panama Canal would greatly increase Vancouver's importance as a port city, and decided that, well, hey, the city needs a grand and iconic building, something to top the Chrysler Building that had just opened up in New York. And so March of 1929 would see a mansion torn down, and the land begin to be excavated, and construction slated to begin shortly after that. Construction would take 16 months to complete at a final cost of $2.3 million, which was actually $800,000 or 34% over budget. And the building would open to the public on October 7th of 1930, claiming the title of the tallest building not just in Vancouver, but all of Canada and the entire British Empire. And the design was considered by many to be an Art Deco masterpiece. Composed of a 10-story wing along Burrard Street and a main tower rising 21 stories high, just shy of 100 meters tall, above a 4-story podium with a narrow setback on West Hastings Street. The design itself was intended to represent a great marine rock rising from the sea, anchored to the seabed with accents that resemble a tinted sea green and the marine life that surround it. And the idea was that at night, especially with that Vancouver misty climate, the dim silhouette would look almost like a lighthouse off in the distance. So naming it the Marine Building, it made a lot of sense. But the Great Depression had begun just before the building completed, and a big selling point was that the top floor would be an observation deck and charge 25 cents a head for admission, but it was a huge flop. Nobody had any money, and only 2 years after opening, the owner was on the verge of going belly up, and he was pretty desperate to fend off the creditors. And although he was asking $2 million for the building, he would end up settling and selling to the Guinness family for $900,000 in 1933. And that is the same Guinness family behind Guinness Beer and the completion of the Lionsgate Bridge, which you can see countless steamships pass under every single year as they come in, and historically they would dock at Pier B, and today outside Canada Place, here, right outside the Marine Building. And although I understand why the viewing deck failed because of the Great Depression, man, what a view it must have been to see the great steamships come into port with the entire waterfront in view, as you see here from the Hotel Vancouver in 1955. And since then, the Marine Building actually had multiple movies and TV shows filmed inside of it, including The Flash and Fantastic Four. And although today it's rather buried in the skyline, the building is still a testament to Vancouver's position as a sea and rail connection, and is still one of the first buildings you'll see coming in off a cruise ship in Vancouver. And considering it was appraised in 2023 for roughly $153 million, I think it's a safe bet it's here to stay.
I'm not leaving!
And located at 355 Burrard Street, if you're arriving by cruise ship into Vancouver this summer, it is an absolute must, only steps away.